Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristie Nikole, and I will be doing the Spirit Messages Pick a Number. So, this is something new that I am bringing forth to my page. I am beginning to actually act out on my spiritual gifts, and I've been practicing divination. So, now I am bringing my gifts to my channel. The way that this reading will work is that, as you see, I have three different piles, one, two, three. And basically, I want you to give yourself a moment to sit and meditate and ask Spirit what message is set or needed to be conveyed to me through what pile. And then what you do is that you look at that message and hopefully it resonates. So I have pre shuffled. I will be eventually down the line doing live readings, but until now, I will just be uploading videos. I hope that the message reach you in good spirit. I hope that it resonates, and I look forward to looking at all of your comments in the comment section. Please like this video, subscribe to my page, and let me know if it resonates. So these are the three piles. I want you to take a moment, if you have to pause the video, meditate, and see what pile is Spirit drawing you in. Now, if Spirit is drawing you into all the piles, then you know what? You go right ahead and you take all the piles. All the piles. So I'm going to give you a minute and then we will begin. Okay, for those of you that chose pile number one, as I pre-shuffled and I basically pulled one oracle card, which I will be using the Aset Egyptian Oracle deck, and then I pulled two tarot cards to give us some clarity in regards to the oracle message that we have pulled. So, the oracle message that I pulled was Scarab. So if you can see that, that is card 33. And it is spiritual transformation. Sometimes it take a minute for the video. So this is the Scarab, spiritual transformation. And Scarab, Ra, the sun god, which is the Egyptian name for the scarab beetle, is all about spiritual transformation. Now, Kepera, and once again, give you some more homework to do research. When you think about ancient Egypt history, you can actually do your research and you can actually take notes within these readings, and then you can do further research to find out more insight as to these gods, deities, goddesses, these areas, these lands, all of these different things that will help you get clarity within the message that you're getting. So, the scarab is the energy that we're pulling as far as the message that is meant for you today. And this is about spiritual transformation. So, the 33, that is a master number. Anybody familiar with numerology knows that is powerful. I ask that you look that up and get more clarity as to that. I am trying to key in to get you to be able to see that, but that's 33, spiritual transformation. So something is going on here. Whatever it is that you're going through some type of awakening. And this awakening is bringing you a spiritual transformation. Now, Kepera is the Lord of becoming, and that's the one who becomes. This is actually associated with Ra and the sun god. And once again, taking notes, I want you to look this up and get more insight into that. So understanding that we have pulled the card for the message of the scarab with the spiritual transformation, and understanding that it is represented by the number 33, the master teacher. This is a master number. Hey, this is something serious going on here. This is something serious going on here. I don't know if you can feel it. I don't know if you are actually in the midst of it. I don't know what has been going on, but you are on a journey, and now you have gotten to the point where is it that there's some things that are taking place. If they have not begun, they are about to begin. And the spiritual transformation, it's not always pretty. There's a lot of things that have to come out, that have to be learned, that have to be addressed, that have to be seen. You know what I mean? It's an inside out work that has to be done. This is a powerful moment. So for my pal ones, whatever it is that you're feeling or you're sensing, and whatever message that you're getting, just know that this is all a part of your awakening and your spiritual transformation. So the first card that we pulled out with the tarot is the Empress. Now, the Empress, she's about action. She's like the celestial Isis, like the celestial Osset. It's about nature, it's about spiritual rectitude. Now, what's interesting is that already pulling the Scarab card with the spiritual transformation, then to come out and pull the Empress as clarity, there's some action going on. And like I said before, it doesn't always feel good. It's not going to always be a pretty sight, but it is necessary. This is a good energy. This is about fertility, creation, intelligence, activity, connecting the mind, body, and soul. There's something powerful going on here. And with whatever that powerful going on, yes, it's not going to be peaches and cream. It's going to be rough. You know, it's a great change that occurring, and as you awaken into your higher consciousness, man, you're going to be going through some things that you have to be strong enough to endure. And the Empress, this is a major arcana. So this is a good energy to support the Scarab, because it shows that yes, the action that is being taken, it is for a higher cause and a better good. But you got to go through that spiritual transformation that is required from you from that Scarab. The next card that was pulled out of the tarot, in addition to backing up with the Scarab and the spiritual transformation, we pulled out the Knight of Swords. Now, this is interesting because this could be a feminine, this could be a female or male energy, whoever it is. But for my pal number ones, the Knight of Swords, this is a messenger of ruin, but at the same time, it's about courage, restlessness, warrior, fearless. You know, it's also about action orientated and driven to succeed. So what I'm getting from this is understanding that the Scarab, which is your spiritual transformation, this is explaining to you that you got to be strong. Okay? You got to be brave, you got to be focused. There's a destruction that is coming with this spiritual transformation, is breaking down the not for use and building up what is needed to be used. And it's going to be quick moving, it's going to be aggressive, but you got to have courage, you got to be strong. You got to be strong. You might have rage, you might come across violence, you know what I'm saying? You might feel like that you're defeated and you're ready to just give up, but you got to be strong and remember, this is part of the process. What we're going through a spiritual transformation. So this is not going to be easy and light. But just know, this is the energy that we're getting toward. That Empress. You feel me? Look at that sun over her head and look at that sun over the Scarab. This is where you're going. But you got to have courage. That number 3, this is a master number. And the 3 is about master teacher and the creative one. You have to embrace this Empress energy and understand that with the Knight of Swords, it's going to build you up and have you have strength so that you can surpass to deal with the spiritual transformation that you are about to enter, if you have not already. Oh, and I got tingles because I believe many of you have already started this journey. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. The Knight of Swords, man, you got to be built for it. But awakening is called upon. You can't just call it. It's like we're called upon this. So, my pal ones, this was chosen for you. And even though you might feel like, oh my goodness, I'm scared, I don't know if I come through, be strong because you were picked for it. Because you possess the Empress energy and you have the courage. You have the ambition. You have the restlessness. You have the warrior in you that has that restlessness that says, guess what? I'm confident enough that I'm going to get here. The one who becomes. Great change. Great change. Great change. Pile one, overall message that within the spiritual journey that you're going through, there is a major transformation happening. And with the Empress energy, it's basically saying that it's coming from a good place. But the Knight of Swords is present because you have to be strong and you got to have courage because things are not, they're going to get ugly. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be a pretty sight. But it's all about how you continue to be focused and have confidence that what the goal is, you're going to achieve. This spiritual journey is in you. It's calling for you. But it's going to require for you to actually build up your mind, body, and soul. And that is going to be very heavy. My pile ones, I hope that this was helpful. I look forward to any comments that you have. And please let me know if any of this resonated. Sending you love and light. Take care. Well, hello to my beautiful souls that chose pile 2. As I stated earlier, I will be using 2 different decks. The Oracle deck, which is the Osset Egyptian Oracle deck, and I will be using the Egyptian Tarot cards. So I will be pulling the the Oracle card to give us the message that Spirit has, and then I have pulled the 2 tarot cards that will give us more clarity and insight as to what the message is saying. So let's go ahead and begin. First card I pulled was the Oracle card, and that is Cobra. Okay? Cobra. It is the goddess Wajet. And once again, like I have stated before, I always advise my readers, do your research, take your notes, and go and do further research after you look at these readings so that you can get an in-depth understanding of what it is that you're receiving from this message, but also clarity as to the gods, the goddesses, and the deities, as well as all of the knowledge and information that is shared with you through the cards. Many times we don't know, and if we take down and jot down a few words and then go back and look it up, it can give us more clarity into the message. So for my pile 2s, this is the message that's coming forth with this Cobra, divine awakening. Okay, and if you see, that is the number 8. Now, the Cobras are seen as a symbol of the divine awakening of the Kundalini energy and initiation. Now, if anybody is not familiar with Kundalini energy, once again, take notes and go look it up. Okay? And this is the symbol for the divine awakening within inside of you. Okay? Now, if you look at that, there, the number 8. The number 8 is representation of balance and power. Okay? Balance and power. And when you think about the Cobra, this symbolizes sudden, difficult experiences that bring great benefit later. So kind of like what I expressed in pile number 1, it's almost as though in the beginning it seems difficult, but then in the end you have the benefit of later. And a lot of times it's just about a patience. You know what I mean? And in this case, when you think about the divine awakening, because we know that there is something internal that is going on, and with the fact that it's internal going on, we know that there's going to be great work that has to transpire and take place. And so with the balance and power of the number 8, this is where you're going to have to put that work in to make sure that you do balance what it is that you are going to deal with and experience with this divine awakening. Now, in addition to the oracle card, the first tarot card that I pulled was the sun. Okay? The sun. Now, this represents happiness. The light illuminates those who are able to direct it and blind those who choose to abuse it. So in other words, if you use it, is about power, it's about light. If you use it in the positive way, it's going to direct you and guide you. But if you use it in a negative way and you abuse it, it's going to blind you in ways that you may not never be able to see. Now, sun is all about the harmony, sincerity, clarity, security, faithfulness, glory, joy, achievements, and fertility and abundance. So this tells me that within this divine awakening, within the cobra itself, you have to be able to know that you have all of this power and light in you. And at the same time, you have to be able to be strong enough to balance it out. Because of the divine awakening, there's some things that you're going to face, but don't allow the light that illuminates within you to dim or go out, or don't allow the circumstances to make you use it abusively, because that's when you'll be blinded, and then all of that power within you, it'll wind up hurting you. That's where the blindness will come in at. But use this as a anchor for your achievements and your goals that you set. Just know that you have the power to be able to move forward, and know that with this divine awakening, these are assets that you carry. Not that you have in order to hurt people, use people, make them feel some type of way down. No, that's not what it's for. Now, in addition to the sun, the next tarot card that I pulled, the King of Cups. Okay? Now, the King of Cups, this is the Lord of Goodness. It's like a man of medicine, you know what I mean? Literate man, patron. Woman too, doesn't have to just be man, woman too. Credibility, expression, intuitive, okay? Now, very passionate, very devoted, socially intelligent. Now, understanding that we're already dealing with a divine awakening, and we pull out the King of Cups energy. Once again, this is about the goodness that you harness. But at the same time, even though, because with the goodness that you harness, and you're very emotional and intuitive and passionate, as well as socially intelligent, you have to learn how to balance that out when you're in your divine awakening. And sometimes lessons come across us in the ways where it tests us in our goodness ways. With our goodness, it tests us just to see, are we strong enough to surpass? Okay? And don't allow yourself to have the good qualities of you be used manipulatively. Okay? You have those powers, but don't use them manipulatively, because with this divine awakening, it can backfire and hurt you. Now, when we think about the divine awakening, and you understand that you have the sun, and the divine awakening, which is the cobra, you know what I'm saying? It is the symbol of the divine awakening and initiation. And at the same time, what did it say? It starts off difficult, but then it brings great benefit. So here you have a Lord, which is the King of Cups. This is like the Lord of Goodness. This is a good man. This is a good person. This is a credible person. This is a passionate person. So understanding that you're going to have to go through that process of divine awakening. And so we're going to have to cut through some cords and get through some situations and get through some experiences. Don't let what you're going through take away the powers that you have, as well as the goodness that you're aiming toward and to get to this energy, because it will backfire. You have been called for this divine awakening. And so let the universe guide you to what it is that you need to do, but use your light in a positive way so it doesn't blind you and hurt you. And then it will lead you to the goodness of a very passionate, devoted, and credible person. Those are your messages, Pal 3. I hope that it resonated. I look forward to looking in the comments and seeing, you know what I'm saying, the comments that you leave to let me know that it resonated. Once again, I hope that this was a help. I'm sending you love and light. Have a good one. Take care. Hello, my beautiful souls. For those of you that chose pile number 3, thank you and welcome to my channel. So, if you are new, I ask that you like, subscribe. If you are returning, thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the message. And please, I look forward to reading the comments for anything that has resonated. If the message doesn't resonate, then maybe the message isn't for you. You might need to click off and, you know what I'm saying, wait till the next message is for you. So, the 2 oracle decks that I will be using is the one oracle deck, which is the Aset Egyptian oracle deck. And then I will be pulling one oracle card, which I have already pulled. And then I will be clarifying that message with 2 tarot cards that I use, which are the Egyptian tarot cards. So, the oracle card that I pulled is the Great Pyramid. So for my pile 3s, and just for the record, I actually chose pile 3 too. So this message is actually resonating with me as well. So as you look at the Great Pyramid, I mean, who doesn't know the Great Pyramid? How beautiful is that? And this is about mystery and ceremony. And if you look at the numbers, this is represented by the number 12. Okay, hopefully you can see that. I'm going to work on getting better lighting and better visual for you all. Please bear with me. These are my beginning stages, and I just want to be able to share my gifts and my messages with you. So, the Great Pyramid, okay? And it's about mystery and ceremony. Now, the number 12 has 2 numbers. One is the primal force, okay? It produces results. It's always about directing and leading. That's why it comes first. And then you have the 2. It's all about knowing. So that's a very powerful number. And then when you have the Great Pyramid, this is a powerful place of initiation. It's like a transformer between heaven and earth. The way that the ancient history information is stated is that basically those chambers hold the queen Aset and the king Osiris, that leads to the star Sirius and as well as the Orion constellation. Now, what you can do, and as I've been telling all of my watchers, always take notes. Some people are not familiar with some of the information that is shared, and that's okay. Because when you take notes, then you can be able to do further research once you finish your reading and get more insight and clarity as to the gods, goddesses, deities, ancient places, information, and then it can give you more clarity to the message that you're being sent. So, the Great Pyramid, once again, this is a place of initiation, and it's a transformer between heaven and earth. And it's been known to be to help the chambers of the queen of Aset has been known to link to, I believe, the Sirius star, and then the chambers of the king Horus have been known to lead to, I believe, the Orion constellation. But it's some good research to look up. Go ahead and check it out and get more insight on it. So basically, this is a mystery and ceremony. So what I take from here is that with this message that something of initiation is about to occur, or it has already begun to happen, and it's taking place in such a sacred place. So this powerful place of initiation is into a higher consciousness. So understanding that we have that number 12, which proceeds with the 1 and ends with the 2, 1 being the primal force, which is directing and leading, and then 2 being the all-knowing. there is great happening and awakening going on here. So the mystery and ceremony, because it's almost like you're going through this place where is it that only the sacred could enter, and what you're transforming into, you're coming out of it. It's almost like once you go through what you go through, it's almost like you surviving being in a state of death itself, and then you're coming out. So this is that place of sacredness that is taking you to. Now, this is a good thing, and this is a powerful place. You know what I mean? And not many are chosen to go here. And so therefore, for us as Power Threes to be able to give in this message to say, hey, this is where our journey is leading us. This is where the place of initiation is. Hey, I'm excited, but yeah, ain't nothing wrong with being a little, you know, not settled with some unfamiliar territory, of course. But once again, divine awakening and spiritual journeys, they're called upon for us. And so if you're led to looking at readings like this, and you're on your spirit, you're looking at other tarot readings, and you're obtaining information, and you're on this journey of research, of knowledge, then yes, this is for you. This is for you. This is for you. So I pulled two tarot cards to give us more insight to this. And the first one that I pulled is the Page of Wands. Okay. Now, it's interesting, and I always pay attention to this because the cards speak. And anybody that read cards, and anybody that are practicing divination, are utilizing their spiritual gifts, they know when the cards speak, they speak. We get the oracle card of the Great Pyramid, and then this card falls. Okay, this is the Page of Wands. This is one of Horus's messengers. Now, we already just said that the Great Pyramid holds the chambers of the King Horus that leads to the Orion constellation. Then we get pulled a messenger of his. This also is representation of a friend, like scribe, news, a free spirit, enthusiasm. You know what I mean? Limitless protection. Ideas, discovery. It's like, you know what I mean, like a student. But it could also mean like a lack of seriousness in a person who's not able to progress. It all depends on you as an individual. Are you actually putting in the work for this initiation that you've been called to? Have you actually, or are you currently putting in the work to be able to make it through this initiation that you have to encounter? Now, the thing is, this is that some people do, some people don't. You've been called for it. So it's all about how you apply yourself and what you focus on. And as you see, this Page of Wands, it looks like it's focused. It's working. So don't allow that not to be you, or you to be distracted, because you know that there's something other big happening. There's something big happening. And so with your free spirit, you know what I'm saying? Allow yourself to explore and be inspired by all of the knowledge that you're going to be gaining within this initiation, going into these great chambers of the Great Pyramid, into this sacred place. I take notes too. That's what he's doing. I'm paying attention because I need to progress. You can still be cheerful and childlike, but you got to be focused too. You got to pay attention. The next card that I pulled is the Knight of Cups. Now, this speaks of like a close friend or a lover, okay? But it also speaks of, the Prince Charming, like faithfulness, true love, knight in shining armor. But it can also give us, like, we're looking at rose tinted glasses, like this person may appear to be all of this greatness, but it's not. So we got to be mindful of that. Now, I'm getting messages from spirit, and I'm shaking over here, because going back to the overall message that the oracle card pulled was the Great Pyramid, and knowing that this is the mystery and ceremony of a great initiation that we're entering. Some of us might experience an initiation through a lesson that might come through a close friend or lover. So now, here's the thing. One or two things may happen, and Spirit is talking to me. You might think that you have a lover who is all of that. They're great. No mistakes and everything. And then they turn out to not be that one, but they appear this way on the forefront. But the initiation and the lesson is teaching you and showing you that you got to look beyond it, because this is not what it is. Or it could be the other way around. You just don't believe that this is what's happening and this is the truth. And the lesson is showing you where is it that temptation to show up and have you making like that person ain't really faithful. And then what we call it now, you'll dip off and you'll lose your Prince Charming or your Princess Charming, because you did not believe that this exterior that they were showing you of who they really are was true, because you're in your head. So now you got to be strong. So when we think about how we have the Page of Wands and then we have the Knight of Cups, okay? We're the Great Pyramid is the mystery and the ceremony, okay? So it's the mystery, it's the unknown. It's taking us into a chamber. It's because we're going through a great initiation and transformation. So then it stirs us up by having us be a student. We're learning all of this good stuff. We're learning all of this knowledge, all of this information. And then it tests us. Sometimes things cannot be what it seems. Sometimes things can be exactly what it seems. This is where this Great Pyramid is going to test you at. Now, you got to be able to use all that you've learned, all that is in you, and be able to decipher exactly what is in front of you. How do you do that? You go in this sacred journey with this mystery and ceremony of this initiation. You have the number 12 that is supporting you because it is the primal force, it's the leader, and then you have the all-knowing. You have to believe in what it is that you feel. Take what you learn and you know and apply it to what your intuitive tells you. Don't be blinded, and don't assume, and don't think that it's too good. Actually know what it is. Now, this could also be a friend. The test could be a friend. In my case, because this is resonating with me, my initiation or my lesson or my test is going to come through either it's going to be in the form of my lover or my friend. But with all the things that I'm actually learning and the like the student-like process that I'm going through, it is going to help me be able to know how to decipher this off top. If this what it is, I'm going to know this what it is. If this just a facade, I'm going to know this just a facade. But this is what this place is going to help teach us and get us through. And this is how we're going to enter. And then when we exit, we're going to be able to know exactly how to pinpoint and decipher what's happening there. Well, Pile 3, those are our messages. I hope that this resonated. I look forward to seeing any of all of your comments in the comment section and letting me know what you think. I actually took this number 3 because this is the one that I picked and it is resonating with me, so I know that I have to be mindful too. I have to be able to know exactly what it is that I'm not only feeling, but I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing it. And not actually make it out to be something that is not, but take it for what it actually is. Now, I hope that this resonated. I'm sending you all love and light. Until we meet again, take care.